Okay, you're live right now. Okay. Post this on Twitter here. Okay. Okay, hello, how's everyone doing? Okay. Everyone can hear me good here, okay? Okay, here we go. Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Okay. Hey, sorry that I'm sorry I started the stream kind of late today, guys. It's been busy with a few things, but I'll start the next streams earlier. Oh, that's good, Hesh. My horse. Oh, it's over there, okay. Bro, what if USA's prisons were like Norway? I honestly don't think that, that would do much to change anything. Thank you, Locke, for the super chat. Hey, Pro. And thank you, nicest person in the universe. Hey, Pro, any tips? Doing Kingdom Come, the payphone mission, having a hard time, keep failing. Any tips? Try to get a good distance from them and just use, like, an M16 and just spray at them when they're getting near you. I know where a few of these guys spawn sometimes. Hold on. Okay. Oh, found him already. Damn, I need help. Whoa, whoa. Okay, hang on. Okay, there we go. What grade was my worst? 8th grade. Yeah, I would say probably 8th grade. Basically, in 8th grade, I moved to a new town, and there was a lot of teachers that I just didn't get along with in 8th grade. One must have been cool about Far Cry 3 and 4. Both worlds of these games are connected. I mean, you'll see some characters from the other Far Cry games. Yeah, I think they're in the same universe as Far Cry 2 also. And I'll get this guy here. Hey, GB. Deliver all of them except one. The old Call of Duty games are back. I've been having a blast playing Modern Warfare 3 again. Have you played it? Yes, Lucius, thank you for the super chat. I played Modern Warfare 3 when it first came out. I actually did a playthrough of it last year if you want to check that out. Thank you, Shane, for the super chat. When are you starting the Max Payne series? Probably tomorrow.
Oh, you've made a big mistake.
Yeah, I would have loved the Mexico map expansion to this game too.
Put him in a cell and we'll talk about compensation.
My favorite Deadeye ability, Focus Fire. Well, Barrel, probably like a week or two because I'm trying to fill up my hangar to 50 crates of each so I can record it too. Okay, when I guess it's 3 minutes, let's deliver the target. My birthday's tomorrow. Happy early birthday, Viking Wolf. 10 months, woohoo, glad to be a member. Yeah, since Microsoft acquires Activision, finally, they fixed all Xbox 360 Call of Duty matchmaking so you can find a match. They did. I'm surprised they went back to the old Call of Duty games to actually fix stuff. Thank you for sponsoring my channel for 10 months, Hesh. And thank you, Mario. Hey, Pro, love the image you sent on Twitter. Would I defect to North Korea from the United States? No, hell no. Thank you for the super chat. What's the fastest way to get gold? Probably the fastest way to get gold would be to just do bounty missions and just wait down the timer until the last minute and then deliver. Hey Pro, going for an interview at Taco Bell tomorrow. Well, good luck on the interview. Don't be really nervous. Just be yourself and be honest with the interviewer. Also, they didn't fix the PS3 version, only Xbox 360. Did I get tickets to Tahiti? Oh, good to see you, bro. Good to see you too, Batman. Thank you for the super chat. Arthur would win in a fight. What do you think about GTA 6? Will I be playing it? Oh yeah, I'll definitely play GTA 6 when it comes out. Rockstar could reveal Red Dead 1 remaster next month. We'll see then. Oh, this is the trader horse, I remember. I don't actually remember what this horse is called. It's in the... It was, Is it that one, the Morgan? No, I don't think so. It was the horse that's for the trader. That was it. I don't remember which one what's its name. Missouri Foxtrot. Oh, okay. Is that one it? No, North Korea will probably never unify with South Korea. Pro, cinemas are exploding with Barbie and Oppenheimer coming out the same day. I work at my family's theater and it's been insane. I've seen Barbie but not Oppenheimer yet. Are you gonna watch? I probably will see Oppenheimer probably digitally. I'll probably buy it digitally when it releases. I might not have enough time to go to the theaters. No, I haven't, Mario, but I haven't gone to the gym either in some time. So it's, I will, when I go to the gym next time, I'll take a look at those videos that you sent me.
Watch it.
Well, I know they're not gonna make any more updates for it online, that I do know. It's just more about having fun in the game. You know, still streaming it every Friday. Hey, Pro, if you were president, will you fall asleep at the summit meeting? No, I wouldn't. If anyone here saw Spider-Man 2 story trailer, you will agree that this is the best game since Red Dead Redemption 2. All hype. You've got to play the games, Pro. You will not be disappointed. And of course, the cosplay. Well, thank you, Blind Eagle. I might look into it, but I might want to play the older games before I play the new one first. I'm gonna teleport everyone inside the Moonshine Shack. No, I haven't heard of the game Raid World War II.
I have finished this batch. We can sell it.
Oh, okay.
So, what shall we create? Your boss has a batch ready to deliver. If you are interested.
Where's this? Daily challenges here. Moonshiner. Change decor. Okay. That's easy. I don't know much about them, Mario. My favorite map on DMZ, probably Mazra.
Good luck out there.
Okay, change the decor here.
Okay, then.
So my brother told me that in the Battle of the Bulge, there wasn't any Fallschirmjäger regiments left. There were still a ton of them, but scattered. Was there any paratroopers, you know, German paratroopers in the Battle of the Bulge? I don't know. That I don't know about, but Battle of the Bulge might be a great setting for another Sniper Elite game or a Sniper Elite DLC. Yeah, I actually did play a James Bond game. You might actually want to check it out on my channel, From Russia with Love. I actually played that game, and it was actually a lot of fun. From Russia with Love is one of my favorite childhood games. I did like that one a lot.
It is rare to find anyone worth a damn these days. Nice to see an exception. Well, thank you. Time for a show.
Okay, playing for 2 minutes with a band.
All right, fellers. Give them what they paid for.
Yes, so.
Yes, I guess.
Yes, I know about that flaming. Well, I don't know what that's about, though, Mario. No, I don't play any instruments. The thing about that is if you are a PS4 player, and then you played PS4 for a long time, and then you play PS5 GTA online, you're gonna notice a massive difference in the frames. Maybe one day I could do one, Krillin. You're one of the only people that plays Wild West games, and I love it. Well, thank you, Flaming. No, I haven't. I haven't played Jedi Survivor. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No, Patrick. Mayonnaise is not an instrument. I got my Xbox Elite Series 2 yesterday, and I'm loving it so far. What do you think of the Series 2? Because you have it, right? No, I have the Xbox One. But I heard that some of the games on Xbox Series, some of the older games like GTA 4, you can run at 60 FPS. Yeah, I heard about that Johnny's Ghost is in the Halloween DLC, but that's just gonna be like an Easter egg. There's not gonna be much more than that. Xbox Elite Series 2 yesterday. Oh, you mean, I'm sorry, Hesh, yes, the controller. I think, do I have the Series Elite 2 controller? Yes, I do. Yeah. So this is my Series Elite controller. This is actually what I'm playing SOCOM on. So I play SOCOM on my emulator with this. And, I will tell you that the, even though I'm a PlayStation guy, I will say this. The Xbox Elite Series 2, this is the best controller that I've ever used in my life. Out of all the controllers I've ever gone through in my life, this is the best one. This controller has not given me any problems, nothing. No issues with this controller whatsoever, adjustable grips on it, on the back too. And you know, and the thing about this is the rubber material on this controller is actually much better than the rubber material on the Edge controller. I have had no peeling with this, with the grips on this controller, where the PlayStation grips peel. And no stick drift, none of that stuff. And here's the crazy thing about this, guys, is I've had this controller for, what, 3 years? 3 years, I think? And I have had no stick drift with this controller, and I use this controller regularly. That's amazing, that this controller's no stick drift after 3 years. Yeah, and the crazy thing about this, when I bought this controller used. I bought this controller at a pawn shop. And how I basically stumbled across this controller is I was gonna get an Xbox One. I didn't want to buy a new Xbox One because I wanted to play the old Saints Row games. And so I'm in a pawn shop and I see the Xbox One, and then I see the controller, you know, the Xbox Elite Series controller. And I tell the guy, I'm like, hey, can you give me a deal with the controller and the Xbox together? And he's like, sure. And I don't remember what I paid for it, but I didn't pay like, you know, an insane price for it. And this is like 3 years ago, and so I got this controller used, and even though I got the controller used, it's still working great 3 years later. Oh, and sorry, Sony also made a SM2 console Spider-Man 2 console bundle with special covers and a DualSense, and they also sold separately. Both designs include the symbiote, and it looked great. Even the reveal was also dope. Okay. Blinded Eagle. Well, I will play those Spider-Man games maybe one day, but I just like to start with the older ones first. Tier 4, I don't know if I'll make Tier 4 guides, maybe. I know there's a lot of other YouTubers that have already covered that, so I don't know if I'm going to get around to that. We'll see.
Good news. We have some new clients, I see.
Okay.
I have some ideas.
Okay, sell this. What's your PSN, Razu?
When you were going to get here. This is a good batch, of course. They are all good batches, but this one is superior, eh? I have found a buyer who will appreciate it, and most important, they will pay for it too. Now, all you have to do is to be attentif, eh? Seigneur, ayez pitié.
What's your opinion on the collector role? It's pretty cool. It's fun. I actually like looking around for stuff. I know some people find that boring, but I actually don't mind. Oh, and somebody was asking me what SOCOM did I play, right? Quentin, I play SOCOM 2. It's on my channel right now, and the next part will be out tomorrow. Oh, how was it, Brianna? And JD. Patrick, do you know that all 11 splinter groups in the Bosnian War? No, I don't, JD. Hey, Vice City Stories 100% completion tomorrow. Pearl, your playthroughs of other games deserve more views. Yeah, well, I guess people aren't as interested in like games like SOCOM, but I know there's like a fan base that likes SOCOM, and there is part of my fan base that likes SOCOM, and I know that there's gonna be you know, people eventually, like when it comes to my SOCOM playthrough, people over time are probably gonna find it. That's probably what's gonna happen.
Keep traveling.
How do you continue to have fun in the game? Play with my friends? Okay. Damn, these NPCs in the way. Do I think that GT Online is dying? Kind of. It hasn't really had that good of a DLC in some time. Did you hear about the lady who faked her kidnapping? No? What happened? Have you heard Michael won over Romania? He was the king of Romania before he was forced to abdicate by the communists, but he did return to Romania after 1989. He died in 2017. Oh, no, I haven't heard about him. I know Romania was, had a lot of its land actually taken, by a few different countries. And then Romania was also an Axis power later on, and then after World War II, Romania became a communist country, and the communist government fell apart in 1989. It was Ceausescu, if I'm saying his name correctly. He was the dictator of Romania. I know that. Is there any updates on the trolling scammer video? Yes, there's a video I'm gonna be releasing maybe on the weekend, if not on the weekend next week, of just me pissing off this scammer. I trolled this scammer so badly, and I recorded the whole thing. Okay. My day's going good, Lester. How are you, man? I can't wait for your GTA 6 streams. Thank you. Was the scammer Indian? No, the scammer was actually not from India. A lot of people think that most or either all scammers are from India. That's not true. But I actually tracked this scammer's location. So I actually found out where the scammer was. If you want to know how I tracked the scammer, what I basically did was, when I was texting the scammer back and forth, I tricked the scammer into clicking on a Grabify link. And the link actually grabbed his IP address, and I was able to see what country and what city he was in. Who made a what of me sect? No, this game probably is not going to get a 60 FPS upgrade. Probably not going to happen. Hey, professional, could we play some Red Dead? I'm new and I need some help. Sure, what's your PSN? And what's Razu's PSN that he asked? Pudding Tasty taught you about it. Yeah. So I didn't know what Grabify was. And then my friend Pudding, he's like a moderator of mine. I also know him in real life. He's really good with computers, and he told me, he's like, just create a Grabify link, and I'm like, what's that? And he's like, it's a link that'll grab his IP address if he clicks on it. And so we tricked him into clicking on a link. So the scammer, we found out what country he was in and what city he was in. And what I did was I actually filled out a police report with the country that he was in. And I gave the police report all the evidence on him. The scammer video, the video of me pissing off the scammer is either going to come out this weekend or early next week. Watching you play Spider-Man would be interesting, especially play some games which you are a criminal. Well, thank you, Viking. I do like playing games where you play as, like, heroes and law enforcement, too. Here. Okay, let's do here, oh yeah, what did he do now, and what did he do now, sect? Let me see here. Okay, I wanted to put free aim here. There we go. Oh, what? He's still alive? Okay, now he's not. Nico, let's go bowling. My PS Plus always expires like around Christmas. That's actually when I purchased it for the year. I think the first-person aiming is okay. I mean, I'm trying to get better at it. On building PCs, I think it's cool, but I really don't know that much about it. Okay, I got him. There we go. Okay. No, I haven't seen Oppenheimer. Look, I don't really care if people make a video about me, you know, making fun of me or any of that other stuff. Here's what I'll say about this is, thank you, Golden, for the super chat. Thank you, man. Look, here's what I'll say about this. If people make videos making fun of me, then so be it. That's what I just say about that, is, you know, I'm not gonna strike anybody's video, or, you know, or do any of that stuff. I don't believe in censorship. So people are free to do what they want, even if it's making fun of me. So that's you know, they can do what they want to do on their channel. That's just... How do you make money in Red Dead? Well, we run bounties and, you know, help people sell their moonshine or traders. You know, Lewis, you keep asking me this every time. I don't... Not on PSN, yes. In real life, don't know. Thank you, Liam. Thank you for the super chat. I'll tell you this. That one episode of the Boondocks, the one with Lamilton, I've never seen that episode before, and I saw it the other day, and that kid was a psychopath. Medal of Honor Airborne gives you 5 stars for each mission to get all 5 just kills. Every enemy, that gives you points. Use the G43, it'll make fights easy. I'm gonna do Medal of Honor Airborne one day. I just don't know when I'll get around to it, but I'll do it one day. You know what the crazy thing about Medal of Honor Frontline, though? Is, not Medal of Honor Frontline, Medal of Honor Airborne. I'm surprised that Medal of Honor Airborne got a T rating. That's what I'm very surprised by, because there's that one scene. Do you remember that one scene, Phoenix? And thank you for the super chat. There's that one scene in the game when, like, an American soldier gets crushed by a tiger tank, and that was a very brutal scene. And I'm very surprised that that was a that game got a T rating still. Would you do a Red Dead Redemption 1 playthrough before they potentially remake it in case it ends up like the Defective Edition? Thanks for entertainment. Yes, I will do a playthrough of the old Red Dead before a remaster. If a remaster does come out. They made a war game about the Korean War? Oh yeah, what game? Common Take-Two Rockstar Logic doesn't support a fan-operated Cluckenville instead of fixing the game-breaking bugs in GT Online and supporting Red Dead Online. Yep. Like, they could have collaborated with that Cluckenbell, and they could have, like, you know, they could have worked together on something. Okay. Yes, we could, Justin. After this mission, we'll help you sell your moonshine. And trader. Would I collaborate with Dark Viper again? Sure, I would. I'm always down for that. The scene doesn't count since I know for a fact the 2 soldiers models just got removed when the King Tiger crushes them for budget saving. I don't know if it's budget saving, maybe it was to avoid the M rating, but I do remember that scene. Thank you, JD. Would I rather play the GTA trilogy in GTA 4's engine? Oh yeah, that'd be cool, DHC. Definitely, that'd definitely be cool. What are your thoughts on Chicago drill rap music? Thank you, Viper. I don't know what that is. Well, drill? But rap music, I know, but what's that? I don't know what that is. Haircut live stream? No, that'd be too weird. Somebody should make a GTA GeoGuessr for like the old GTA games, like their maps, because I could probably identify where Vice City locations and San Andreas locations. I could probably identify those on a map. Did you also hear about the 2024 Call of Duty? One of the voice actors allegedly broke non-disclosure agreement. They said the story would take place during the Gulf War, and for Modern Warfare 3 23, you can transfer most content from Modern Warfare 2. Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna see how that works then. They better let people transfer the operator skins and the packs people paid for. They better let people transfer that. Thank you, Blinded Eagle, for the super chat, because that's people spend a lot of money on those, and they better be able to transfer that if the next game is Modern Warfare 3. What are the chances of a certain pandemic being referenced in GTA 6? It could definitely be referenced, but do you know there is only one game that I have seen that has actually referenced the COVID pandemic. Do you know what game that is, by any chance? There's only one game that I remember I've seen it referenced in. Thank you, U20. And thank you, son of a pirate. It's my mom's birthday. Well, happy birthday to your mom. You got it right, JD. It's Hitman. In Hitman 3, if you do the Berlin mission in Hitman 3, the radio will actually talk about the pandemic. Well, he was a psycho and he was very extremely demanding, Michael. Well, Saint Denis is based on New Orleans. When am I gonna play Watch Dogs? I want to replay Watch Dogs, the Watch Dogs series, Watch Dogs 1 and then 2, which I haven't played 2, and then Legion again. You have an almost perfect memory in each GTA map. I suggest a GeoGuessr on Stillwater and Steelport, although the latter will be pretty hard. Steelport, I wouldn't do good on Steelport. If you showed me a map of Steelport and did GeoGuessr on that, I probably wouldn't do good. But if you did Stillwater from Saints Row 1 and 2 and you did GeoGuessr on that, I think I would do really good in that. I'll be able to tell you where all the locations are in Stillwater. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. What's my current rank in Freelancer? 89. Not sure, JD. No, I don't think Abigail was a rat. A lore video on the Saboteur? Yes, I will. I probably would, Ian. I haven't seen Oppenheimer, Viper. I want to see it. I know it's about them developing the atomic bombs, the Manhattan Project, but, They could have just reached out to them and did some kind of collaboration. This was really far for like a bounty target. Yeah, it's really far. Going out for a bounty here. Oh, there's a collectible here. Where is it? There it is. What would happen if Arthur never died in Red Dead Redemption 2? That's a pretty good thing. Well, he probably would have died of tuberculosis either way, but if he had never gotten tuberculosis, I think Arthur would have probably, Arthur would have probably tried to get back together with his ex-wife. What's her name? Mary? Yeah, that's probably what would have happened. He would have definitely left Dutch. He definitely wouldn't have followed Dutch. Arthur and Mary were never married? Oh, they weren't. My bad then. Okay. What game looks accurate of New York that you like? GTA 4 was pretty good. Yeah, I would say GTA 4 was good. GTA 4 is probably the most realistic map of New York that I've seen. However, though, just basically take the map of GTA 4, just make it much bigger. And that's pretty much what New York is. Like, they have the layout of the map right, where New Jersey or Alderney's on the left side. In the middle, it's Algonquin, Manhattan. On the north, it's, you know, Bohan, Bronx. To the right, you know, we got Brooklyn to the south, Queenston to the north. That's correct. They don't have Staten Island, though. What jokes never get old in GTA? The radio is always kind of funny. Most depressing ending out of all the GTA games, the deal ending where Roman dies and then Kate breaks up with Nico. Wait, you mean Finland, right, Razu? Yeah, well, Finland was, Finland in World War II was just a Finland in World War II was invaded by the Soviet Union during the Winter War, which the Soviet Union killed a lot of people in Finland, and then they had stolen parts of Finland from them. I believe the region is Karelia, which Russia actually still holds to this day. And also Finland was technically not a member of the Axis because they didn't sign. I don't think they signed the Axis alliance, but they were allied with some of the Axis countries. However, though, Finland was the only country that was allied with the Axis that was basically forgiven mostly, and that was because the Soviet Union had originally invaded and attacked Finland and had taken a huge part of their land, and so Finland was like the only Finland was, I think, the only Axis allied country that didn't get invaded. I think so, or at the end of the war, I should say. What's the most ridiculous trophy objective you've ever gotten in any game? I think the most ridiculous trophy I've ever gotten was to beat Killzone 2 in Elite difficulty. Because Killzone 2 in Elite difficulty even puts World at War Veteran to shame. The final boss, Colonel Radek, on Killzone 2 is a nightmare in Elite difficulty. Have I been to Florida? Yes, in 2013. So 10 years ago, I've been in Florida. Haven't been there since, though.
Oh my god.
No, I probably wouldn't be. That wouldn't be for me, DJ. Well, Finland also fought against Russia in the Finnish Civil War. Well, Finland actually fought against both in the Civil War, because Finland fought against the Russian monarchists, and they also fought against the Russian communists, and they also fought against Finnish communists. So there was that. It was similar where in
All aboard. Next stop, end of the line. There's your money.
If you know who Józef Piłsudski was, Józef Piłsudski, he was Marshal of Poland, and he was Commander-in-Chief of Poland when Poland became an independent country. And what happened was, the Russian Empire had basically just occupied and just abused Poland for over 120 years, and they had tried to destroy the Polish language, the Polish culture. They told Poles that they have to speak Russian, not Polish. They tried to close down hundreds of Catholic churches, and they opened Orthodox churches when Poland was largely a Catholic nation. And what happened is, when the Russian Civil War actually happened, that actually helped Poland a lot when the Russian Civil War happened, because Poland was able to actually break away from Russia during that Civil War. And what happened was the Russian monarchists actually reached out to Piłsudski, and they asked him for help against the communists. And basically what they told Piłsudski is they told him that if you help us defeat the Russian communists, that will guarantee like a free and independent Poland, but you only have like a third of your country or something like that. Like they were still going to take like 2/3 of Poland. And what happened was Piłsudski basically said, Poland is already an independent country, and why should I help you? You're going to carve up the country again. Piłsudski was no fan of the communists, but he also really hated the monarchists, and so that was he didn't help them. He didn't give them any kind of support, and the monarchists basically got destroyed by the communists. And you can't really blame Piłsudski for not helping the Russian monarchists because of the fact that they had imperialized and colonized Poland for, 120 years. What would most likely happen if Rockstar actually tried to put all the GTA cities into one map the size of America? I don't think that would work. I think that, if anything, how I think it should work instead is there's no way in hell that they can make a big countryside in between them. Because it worked in San Andreas, because you had San Fierro, Las Venturas, and Los Santos in one. But that's mostly California. Like, Las Vegas is Nevada, so it's Nevada and California, which is all right next to each other. But how are you going to put, like, Vice City, which is Miami, and Liberty City, New York, into one map of California? It's just not going to work, because you have, like, a giant in the middle, and that's going to be, like, the large, chunk of the map. It's just not going to work. I don't think it would. And when you think about it, Red Dead Redemption 2 is not all of America. When you think about it, it wouldn't be the size of, like, California going to, like, Florida. So, like, over here we have, like, Texas, Arizona. Here it's like Montana and Idaho. Here's like South Dakota and North Dakota and Louisiana. But, you still have like a huge chunk of the East Coast that you're not covering. So that's, I don't think that they would be able to make the entire GTA map in just one countryside. Maybe like when PlayStation 6 or 7 comes out, maybe they'll do that, something like that one day. But I can't picture it, being in like, GTA 6. If anything, what I think is probably going to happen is, if they want to add the other cities, does anybody have a horse reviver? If they want to add the other cities, right, like Los Santos, they could do that, but what they would have to do is they'd have to do it where you board a plane. Like, kind of like in The Godfather 2, in The Godfather 2 when you go to the airport and you go to different cities, that's probably what they could do. But, like, having, like, one big countryside in the middle, I don't think that's going to work. Do you know people with tattoos? Are you against them? No, I'm not against tattoos. If people want to have tattoos, I don't judge them at all for that. I don't really care. Would I have a tattoo myself? No. But, no, I don't judge people for tattoos. I don't. The only time I will judge somebody for a tattoo is when the tattoo has something offensive on it. If it's something like really offensive, something nasty on it, then yeah, I'm probably gonna judge the person. But I'm not gonna judge somebody on just some random tattoo that they have, only if it's something bad. So I don't care, really. Let me see here. What will most likely happen if Rockstar tried to put all the GTA cities into one map the size of America? I don't think it would work, Bunny, though. Thank you for that super chat. And thank you, Blinded Eagle. Mr. Waifu, GTA City in the Midwest making fun of Chicago, Minneapolis, Cincinnati, Cleveland, St. Louis, Kansas City, yes or no? I would like to see them do, like, a Chicago. Like a GTA in Chicago. Like a new map. Like I would like to see something like that. I think that would be, interesting to see. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. And bruh, I don't need a college history course, I have the professional. Thank you, man. I asked you in one of your streams if you could do Red Dead streams a bit earlier, and you've been doing them ever since. I know it's hard for you to change your schedule, but I love your streams. I will try my best to start them earlier. I'm sorry though. I do apologize for that. Iman, I've just been really busy, but I'm gonna try to start doing them earlier. Yeah, the chat's real. GTA 6 Online is most likely to get a New Orleans map expansion in Liberty City or Los Santos, possibly. Yeah. Thank you, U20. When are you streaming Vice City? You mean Vice City Stories tomorrow? Do I think that college is a waste of time? That's a great question, Lopez. Thank you for the super chat. My answer is that it really depends. It depends on what you go to college for, and it depends on what you want to make of college. That's really it. Now, I think that the better point to be made is college necessary to be successful? And the answer to that is no. You do not need college to be successful. Do not let anybody tell you that you need college to be successful, because there's people who start up businesses, never gone to college, and are successful and become multimillionaires later in life. That happens. But, you know, college obviously is necessary for some things. Like, you know, it's never a bad thing to get more education. I mean, more education is always a good thing. But it really depends on what you go to school for. If you want to be like a doctor or a lawyer, sure, you obviously need to go to college for. But if you want to start up your own business, you don't need to go to college for that. You know, even there are even great jobs that you can get when you don't go to college. I mean, you know, think about it. You could be you could be in security, work your way up, eventually becoming like a boss. You could work in like garbage, and that's not an insult. You know, garbage men actually do make good money. They do. You know, and you got benefits and a lot of that stuff. So there are really good jobs out there, and there's a lot of them but I just can't think of them at the top of my head right now. But there's plenty of jobs. I mean, you can just go on Google and look up great jobs to get without college, and there'd be like, you know, so many jobs that would come up. You know, don't just what I'll say is, if you plan on going to college, you know, don't do what my half-brother did, because my half-brother, he went to college for philosophy. That's what he went for years, philosophy, which philosophy isn't necessarily a bad subject, but it's not going to guarantee you a job. And he went for philosophy, and then all he did was he just complained to my dad that he couldn't find a job anywhere. And that was really stupid that he just went for just nothing but philosophy. But that's what I'll say about that is, if you're gonna go to college, make sure it's a good degree that you know you can get a job in. Thank you, Golden Nugget, for the super chat. Pro, I'm gonna head out. It was fun playing. Well, thank you, Locke. I'll see you. Very philosophical question, Patrick. Is violence and killing always the answer? There is an interesting topic most people can't explain. No, it's not. But I will tell you, though, is that sometimes the only option that you have left is to fight back. If you're being threatened and somebody is trying to hurt you, you know, there's really no option other than to fight back. You know, what I will say, though, I'll say this about pacifism. Pacifism is basically the, let me go back to my Moonshine. Pacifism is basically the belief that you're not going to fight against anybody, and you're always going to try to reason with people. But there's some people you unfortunately can't reason with that are always going to be unreasonable and try to hurt you, kill you, worse. And what I'll say about that, has anybody here ever seen the movie Rambo 4? Anybody ever seen the movie Rambo 4? Anybody ever see that in the comments? I think Rambo 4 is one of the best ones. Not the one that came out like a few years ago, but the one that in 2008. Rambo 4. Let's see here.
A good scene,
I've seen it many times. Okay. Okay, so if anybody knows the movie Rambo 4 basically the Myanmar, yes. The moral lesson in Rambo 4, basically, the moral lesson in that movie was that pacifism only works when somebody else is going to protect you. That's the only time pacifism works, when another person is going to protect you. And in Rambo 4, basically what happens is Rambo is retired. He's living in Thailand. And this Christian missionary group comes up to him and says to him, you know, we want to hire you for like a boat ride to Burma, Myanmar, and Myanmar. And that we want to help like people there who are like displaced by war and poverty. And Rambo tells them, don't go to Burma. It's a war zone. It's absolute chaos. It's a brutal dictatorship there. And the missionaries don't want to listen to him, even though he tells them several times, don't go there. It's very dangerous. And he asks the missionaries, you know, are you bringing guns? And they say no. And he says, then you're not going to change anything. And so eventually the girl from the missionary group convinces him to take them to there to try to help save lives. And even though the missionaries are doing the right thing, they're trying to help save lives, they're very naive in the thing that they think that just if they're pacifists, that nobody's going to try to hurt them. And a bunch of pirates board the ship, their boat, and the pirates demand tribute. And what happens is when the pirates see that there's a single girl on the boat, they try to kidnap her, and they tell Rambo that they're taking the girl, and Rambo basically tells them that he'll pay them not to take the girl. The pirates aren't listening, and so Rambo basically just pulls out his .45 and just shoots all of the pirates. And then one of the pirates was still alive, but he was wounded, and then Rambo just executed him. And what ended up happening is the Christian missionaries got all pissed off at him for killing the pirates. Like, these pirates were about to just mass murder them, and Rambo just killed all the pirates. And can you imagine that a bunch of people are about to be mass murdered by pirates, and you kill the pirates and save their lives, and the missionaries are all pissed off that you killed the pirates, and they're like, we're against violence, how could you kill them, and everything like that. Well, they were about to kill you. So, like, if Rambo had not killed those pirates, they would have killed all of them. And later in the movie, the missionaries actually get kidnapped by the Burmese military, and the Burmese military start torturing them, you know, doing horrible things to them, and Rambo comes in and has to, you know, kill all the soldiers and save all of them. And so basically the moral lesson in that movie was that pacifism really only works when somebody else is protecting you. So, you know, violence is never the answer. It's not. If you can solve something without violence, if you can peacefully resolve something, then that's the ideal situation. That's the best thing that you can do. However, though, unfortunately, there are some people that will resort to violence, and those people, the only, you know, course of action is to fight back. Because when you're dealing with evil, you can't reason with evil. You have to fight back against evil. You can't, you know, you can't reason with that. You have to fight back against that. So I hope I answered your question on violence. That's pretty much it. You know, non-violence should always be the first approach, always trying to resolve everything without violence. But if somebody's, you know, coming to hurt you, you have no chance but to defend yourself. That's it. On World at War Eviction, where remember that mission in World at War where the Russian soldiers killed the German soldiers, he was saying, please don't kill me in German, this is war, this is not war, this is murder. I do remember that, yes. When was the last time you spoke of your half-brother? Oh, months ago. Well, it's not about revenge, it's about defending yourself. What game, if you were offered, would you want to act in? A GTA game, possibly? I would like to play a character, even a small one. Which Rambo movie was about the Mexican cartels? That was Rambo 5, Last Blood. Oh, hey, Michael. What's your comment? I'm sorry, I was just focusing on replying to a bunch of people. What's up, man? Work in retail had a man come in with a machete today and started threatening us. It was terrifying. Oh. I'm sorry that happened to you, Molt. Did you end up calling the police? Did he hurt anyone? Pro is a mayhem activity giver in Saints Row 1, 2. I would love to play a character in a good Saints Row game, not a cringe one, but a good one. What's your message, Vansimo? But who was it that asked me that question about the, JD. JD, did I answer your question? I hope I did. That's basically it. JD is, you know, violence is never the answer. You always try to resolve things peacefully, but if there's, like, you know, horrible, evil people out there, then you have to defend yourself from that. Patrick, what you're saying is that killing or violence is the only answer if they are trying really hard to kill you. Well, defending yourself if somebody is trying to kill you and you defend yourself, it doesn't mean that you're gonna kill them. It could happen as a result of you defending yourself, but it doesn't always mean that it's that they're going to necessarily die. But like you know, in other situations, you know, there's you have to attack an evil force. So like, you know, for example, like, you know, in World War II, like the US had to go into Europe, and we had to go and, you know, stop the Nazis because the Nazis were invading so many countries and they were just mass murdering people. So we had to go in there and we had to stop it. You can't, somebody, you know, somebody like Hitler, you can't reason with somebody like that. Like, the only way to stop somebody like that is just, you have to actually physically take them down. Oh, well, JD just asked me about it, Ryan. Well, it's gonna be a really funny video when I release that video next week. It's gonna be a really funny video. I hope you enjoy it. When's the bully walkthrough? It'll probably be after Max Payne. No, I haven't tried the electric bicycle yet. Yeah, I hope there's no Max Payne, another Max Payne, because I felt like it had a good ending at the end. No, I haven't, Michael.
Damn it.
Here's what I'll tell you guys. Oh, damn. Wow. Well, if Rockstar wants to make another Max Payne game, then they should do it without Max Payne. That's what I'll say, because Max Payne's ending was perfect. They could do it in the same universe as Max Payne, and have like you play as a different character.
God damn! Lord have mercy!
I supported you a week ago, so can you please do it for this weekend, because I worked very hard on it. You mean your Medal of Honor video, Michael? Yeah, I could make a post about that. What do you think is the most likely fate of Sadie, Charles, and the others after both Red Dead games, including Jack? Well, Charles, I think didn't Charles go up north towards Canada? So Charles, I think, is good. You know, Sadie, unknown what happened to her. If she's ever traced back to the Vanderlyn gang, oh, she's gonna have a lot of trouble.
Oh, hell no.
Thank you, Bunny. Next week, that video will probably be up of just me pissing off the scammer. Do you know there are ways to buy cars removed from the websites other than Vital Car Club, like the LS Car Meet, for example? Ray, are you asking me if there are ways? I don't know of any. Are there, Mario? Oh, Sadie went to South America, did she? Oh. Where is it confirmed that she went to South America? Where is that? Where in South America?
You're not getting away with this!
Was there a cookout at your retail job? No. I can't really imagine what kind of prequel they would do with Max Payne, though.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
I'm a low level Red Dead Online with the Bounty Hunter and Collector, and I was wondering if you could recommend a role I should do. Try Moonshiner, because Moonshiner is more simple than Trader. It's more simple. You can just buy the mash and it'll produce.
Damn it.
My favorite outfit in Red Dead Online? Probably the Bounty Hunter one. Okay, when there's like 11 minutes, I'll deliver the target. Oh, right, I have to help somebody with the Moonshiner, right. I'm sorry about that. Why do I keep starting up missions here? Justin needs, yeah, Manhunt would probably be demonetized, but I would still play it. Do you guys know what playthrough I made no money on? Do you know what playthrough I made almost nothing on, but I still had fun playing on it? It was The Sopranos. Every single Sopranos video that I did when I played The Sopranos Road to Respect a few months back, almost every single one got demonetized. Almost every single one. There's like, I think 1 or 2 or 3 that are monetized, but the vast majority of them were demonetized for cursing, or they were demonetized because of all the copyright. Like, there was so much copyright in The Sopranos Road to Respect, it's ridiculous. Like, it was just, there's so much copyright in that game. It's ridiculous. It's like the most copyrighted game I ever played. I had to edit the videos so many times. It was ridiculous. I never edited a playthrough that much before, like that one. Is there questions that you will not answer? Because I want to know your thoughts on something. You can basically really ask me anything that you want, as long as it's not a stupid question. The only 2 things that I will never really talk about is politics. If people ask me politics, you know, I'm not going to answer that. And if people ask me religion, I'm not really going to answer that either. But other than that, as long as it's not a stupid question, I'll answer really anything.
Not good.
Throw pineapples at the music mafia. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. I haven't gotten to that, but I stopped playing Max Payne because I was thinking about beating Max Payne on the PS4 before I play on PC. But it was but then I thought, you know, I'm just gonna do it the first attempt. I didn't get really far in the game. I got up to that part where Max Payne fights out of that mafia prostitution house. That's the part I got up to. I'm saying there are other ways to get them, like buy remove cars from the dealership in Los Santos from other players. Oh, right, other players. I forgot about that, Mario. What mission do I hate in GT Online? The post-op. Oh yeah, I remember that with when they're fighting with the pineapples in the gym. Yeah, that was funny. On the Russian sleep? Are you talking about the Russian sleep experiment? Is that what you're talking about? I've heard like horror stories about that, but I don't know much about it. Okay, Michael. I will probably later this weekend.
You're not getting away with this!
Well, we don't really need another Max Payne game because Max Payne 1 and 2 is getting remastered.
Well, you'll get the
So-
going rate as soon as they're in a cell. Take them down there. This here is your end of a good deal.
Okay, let me disband this here. I'm sorry, Justin, that I got distracted. I forgot about your, yeah. Your posse. Invite me? Have you heard about the murder of the singer Christina Grimmie in 2016? No, I haven't. What happened there, U20? Thank you for the super chat. Is there anything they can do to make GTA Online interesting again? Give us mansions. And customizable ones, too. What time is it for you? 10:48 p.m. Stalker killed her. That's horrible. What is the most unrealistic thing about LA Noire? When they're picking up evidence. That's the most unrealistic thing, because it doesn't happen like that. Look, when police find evidence at a scene, when they spot something, like, you know, like let's say that like a cop is like looking through a murder scene, right? And he finds like a gun hidden behind something, right? What's gonna happen is that cop is not gonna touch that gun at all, and instead you're gonna have people from the crime scene who are gonna come in and they're gonna take 2 photographs minimum. They're gonna document it, they're gonna write it down where the gun was found exactly, or that piece of evidence, and then they're gonna bag it after that. And then there's a chain of custody. The chain of custody is basically a form that the police fill out, and it basically shows every single person that touched that evidence. And they're gonna use gloves. They're not gonna pick stuff up with their actual hands. You know, I know LA Noire's in the 40s, so things might be a little bit different, but they're still not gonna they're not gonna find evidence on the floor like that and just pick it up and just touch it, like even back then. So that's what I always thought was so weird about LA Noire. So honestly, as somebody who studied law enforcement, when I play LA Noire again and like when Cole picks up evidence and he's like looks around and like like that's gonna make me cringe, because no, you're destroying evidence. You're literally getting your fingerprints all over it. I speak Polish also. What was your comment, Razu? And I know somebody else wanted to add me also, right? Razu, can you tell me what your comment is again? What country would you like to visit in the future? Probably Japan. I always wanted to see Hokkaido in the winter time. Loving your SOCOM playthrough. Finish your Medal of Honor video, so thank you, man. Oh, what state? Have you ever been to Poland? 2010 last time. I think he probably survived Dragon Gaming. Do Liberty City Stories, Vice City Stories, paired with San Andreas feel more connected than 3 Vice City paired with San Andreas? A little bit, I guess, yeah. Because they're covering the stories of those characters beforehand. Yakshimas, I'm good. Aiden? How far of a ride is this? Oh, right here, okay. And wait, Razu, are you still here? My favorite Rockstar main character, Nico. My favorite antagonist would probably have to be Dimitri in the same game. Let's see here. During the Soviet Union, there's an experiment where they put, Oh, well, that's horrible, Liam. What is the likelihood of a tourist not returning from a trip to North Korea? Well, North Korea is not a place that you would want to visit in the first place. There are tours in North Korea, like YouTubers have done tours. But the thing about this is that the YouTubers who do tours, they almost never go back a second time. And the reason for that is because they talk about their experience in North Korea afterwards. And they might say things that the North Koreans don't like. And, but basically, the only way to visit North Korea as a tourist is you have to go into China and there's like a tour guides in China that are in charge of this. They take you into North Korea and you have to stay with the tour group, and you cannot leave the tour group at any time. There's only one hotel that you can stay at, and that is and there's like a specific schedule for the tour. That's pretty much it. I'm still here. Write my comment, Pro. Well, what do you mean write my comment? Did you write it? Like, I'm confused. What, Razu? You're gonna tell me your PSN earlier, I think, right? When's the Max Payne walkthrough? Probably tomorrow. There's a Max Payne movie, there is, but it kind of sucks. It's not that good. If you want to know who plays Max Payne, it's Mark Wahlberg. Meg from Family Guy was in that movie. I know that the person who played as Meg played Tanya in Saints Row. No, I haven't seen a new Mission Impossible. Or good afternoon. Thank you, Aiden. I understand. Anyway, Razu, are you still here, man? Yeah, anybody can play with me. You know, you don't have to super chat for me to add you. I try to add like 3 people every month, usually. But my friends list gets full, so I have to always try to find somebody to like remove. But I only remove people who have been offline for like a year. Do you watch anime? Sometimes I'm very picky. Wait, what happened? Whoa, whoa. I just got thrown off, like... If I get thrown off again, just keep going. Okay, just keep going. Oh, what is this? What do you mean by picky? There is not that many anime that I'm interested in. Do you know what I don't like? Is that whenever I scroll through anime, right? The vast majority of the anime, from what I've noticed, it's either something magic, or it's some robot stuff. It's almost always that. It's always magic or robot stuff. And for me, I'm not that interested in stuff like that. For me, I like historical anime. I like anime maybe based on like war, stuff like that. If you know what my favorite anime is probably Golden Kamuy, which that's a historical anime. It takes place in the aftermath of the Russo-Japanese War. So after Russia and Japan fought their war, the Russian Empire versus Japan, I like that one. That was my favorite one. The other one that I liked is 91 Days, which 91 Days was a mafia anime. That one I liked. It was in the 1920s during Prohibition when alcohol was illegal. That one I liked a lot too. My home state is based on the game you're playing. Well, can you give me a hint? What Midwest, East Coast, like West? What? A long time ago, I seen Goodfellas. Okay, I'll send you a request, okay, hang on a second here. I'll send you a request later, probably, Razu, okay? No, I haven't, Michael. Ever seen the movie Hostel? No, I haven't. Valkyrie Chronicles. Valkyrie Chronicles. I could look into it. I seen Full Metal Jacket a long time ago too. I think that trying to throw politics into any game usually ruins it, Mario. Does anyone else need to sell anything here? A video game that I played that was so good that made me rethink life afterwards? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to think. And let me see, JD, you made a comment? I can't see it anymore. I scrolled all the way up. It's not there. Can you just write it out again? We were our own country in March 1st, 1836. Yes, I was going to say Texas, but then you wrote at the end. Yeah, people don't know that Texas was used to be its own country. I played Max Payne 3, but I'm gonna be playing Max Payne 1 soon. Oh, here we go. What is this? On my PSN account. Oh, tell me what it is one more time, JD. I'm really sorry. I think I have it saved. And I will add you. I'm so sorry. I've just been so busy lately. But just let me know what it is one more time, and I will this weekend. Happy Friday, Pro. Do you think it's possible that once GTA 6 releases, Rockstar will make a Reddit Online relevant again by giving us enhanced version and a large DLC? Thank you, Eric, for sponsoring my channel, man. And, just here. Okay. Abandoned the job, what? GTA 6, Rockstar, no, they're not going to. They're done with Reddit Online, Eric. Thank you for sponsoring my channel for 3 years, though, Eric, but they're done with Reddit Online. It's pretty much over. Reddit Online is finished at this point. What is your stance on gun laws? The community seemed to be split on being passionate about guns and having gun control. I don't have any problem with people owning firearms, and I don't even really have my personal views. I don't have a problem with people carrying firearms either. If they're not a criminal, then I don't really have a problem with it. That's just my personal viewpoint on it. What's the worst game that you ever played? The worst game that worst game I ever played, probably Brink, a PS3 game. Am I angry at Rockstar for what they did to Reddit Online? Yes, I am. My favorite war movie, probably Saving Private Ryan. Yeah, I saw it earlier, JD, and I saved it.
You got a good boss.
Yeah, probably, that's what I would say. Is probably Saving Private Ryan. I like Rambo 4 a lot. Rambo 4 counts as a war movie, too. Some idiot wrote his name on wood in a Buddha temple, and he was a foreigner, and the government wasn't happy about that. Oh, man, what an idiot. I hope he got punished for that. Dude, I watched The Walking Dead past season 6. The farthest I got up to in the original Walking Dead was when Rick basically blew himself up. That was that part that I got up to. I know he didn't die, but that was just the part that I got up to. And at that point, I was like, I'm done with this. I'm not watching this anymore. No, they weren't, King. You guys just keep going, I'll just follow you. This is really close. I mean, look at how close this drop-off is. See that? That's so close. Let's go. There is a video about Unreal Engine 5, where the player is being able to talk to the NPC, and they respond, though, that they're using AI. You think they could do that for GTA 6? Nah, that's gonna be too complicated to do that for so many NPCs. They're not gonna do that, though, Antonio. Bro, I'm back. What's your Subway order? Usually I had, like, whenever I would go to Subway, I would usually have, I remember my order was specific. I would have the Italian bread, and I wouldn't have it toasted. I would have it with, turkey, American cheese, lettuce, pickles, and tomato. That was my order, I remember. Have I ever seen Black Hawk Down? Yes. I've seen it a long time ago, but I've seen it. Have you watched the war movie Unknown Soldier? No, I haven't. I've seen All Quiet on the Western Front, the 1970s movie. I saw that many years ago, but I watched it again recently. That was a good one. Finland, the Finns and the Nazis weren't, like, true allies. They were together in an alliance against the Soviet Union, but, like, Finland's main reason for joining Germany was they wanted to get back their land that the Soviet Union stole from them. And Finland actually changed sides in 1944. So, in 1944, when Germany was on the verge of losing, late 1944, Finland actually changed sides, and so they actually fought Germany in for the next half a year, basically. They did have engagements with the German military. Have I ever seen Band of Brothers? Yes, I have. That's a great TV show. Subway's the biggest fast food chain in the world? I thought it was McDonald's. That's... Oh, I'm sorry that it happened to your hometown, Razu. Yeah, I actually know about that. Are you Japanese by any chance, Phoenix? I think I'm gonna react to it, But Antonio, if you actually look at that comment I made under History Legends video, you know what I'm talking about. There was a lot of people that started arguing with me in the comments section, and specifically people that were, like, defending the Russian Empire, and they were just saying that I was just, you know, saying nonsense, but everything that I said was pretty much factual there. There was, everything that I said could be looked up and researched. But that was the... Yeah, for people that don't know, I made a comment on this. There was this one guy that I sometimes watch who did a reaction to the Napoleon trailer, and I made a comment in which I talked about Napoleon being a controversial figure, and I said that some people like Napoleon, some people hate him, and I think that the movie should balance him, because Napoleon did do some good things. He did some bad things too, and I think that the movie should kind of balance that. But like, you know, for example, like 2 countries that Napoleon is generally popular in is France, and the other country that he's actually popular in is a country you might not expect, but Poland. The reason that people in Poland have either a positive or a neutral view typically of Napoleon is because he gave Poland independence. Because when Poland was taken over by Prussia, Russia, and the Austrian Empire, and when the French actually invaded that territory, they restored the Polish state. And it became the Duchy of Warsaw, which was a French protectorate, but it had much greater freedom than it did under Russian control. And there was a bunch of Russian people that started arguing with me in the comments, telling me that I don't know what I'm talking about, and they were telling me that the Poles were used as cannon fodder by the French, and that the Russians were humane to the Poles, and they treated the Poles fairly. And I'm like, you people are talking nonsense. The Russians tried to destroy Polish culture. They brutally occupied Poland, they took over Poland. That's why, you know, Poles were so eager to, like, help the French army. It was for that reason, because the Russians had brutally occupied them. So there's a bunch of people that were just, you know, saying a bunch of nonsense propaganda that the Russian Empire was somehow fair to Poles when it wasn't. It was just all a bunch of nonsense. And also, Antonio, the guy that I was actually arguing with him, he actually deleted his comments. So that was, I don't know why that happened, but it was, they did, he did go to Egypt, but there was a mistake. In the movie, Napoleon fires cannons at the pyramids. He didn't do that. That didn't happen. So that's already been a mistake in the, Yeah, I'm probably gonna have some food after this. I'm hungry too. Did it show the royalist protesters' riots too accurately? Well, it wasn't a protest. It was a riot and an attack, JD. What YouTuber is this pro? Oh, it was, I didn't have a problem with the YouTuber. The YouTuber actually liked his video. He's, you know, he generally makes interesting videos. It was just, I just made a comment on his video, and it got, the comment got really popular, and there was just a bunch of people, a bunch of Russian people that started arguing with me in the comment section. Let me see here, Oh, but what you were asking me about the royalist, protester riot. Yes. Well, here's what happened. You know, Napoleon did do some bad things, but one of the things that you hear falsely about Napoleon is that Napoleon had fired cannons on peaceful protesters. That's what a lot of people, that's something that people spread around a lot. They say that. So, while I'm not defending Napoleon, he did some good things and he did some bad things. He's definitely not comparable to Hitler. For people that say Napoleon is the same thing as Hitler, no. Hitler was 10 times worse than Napoleon. But it was, there's this false, you know, thing that people believe that Napoleon fired cannons on a bunch of peaceful protesters. That's not what happened. Basically what happened was, it was a mob of royalists, which the royalists were people who supported the monarchy. And they wanted to restore the monarchy, and they were going to do it through violence. The National Convention was the French Revolutionary Parliament. It was the Parliament of the Republic of France. And there was like 6,000 or 5,000 royalists. There was like an angry mob with muskets, knives, pitchforks. And this mob went around killing French Republicans. And they killed several soldiers already before Napoleon engaged that crowd. They already killed several soldiers. And so Napoleon basically took a bunch of cannons on the streets. And what happened was he had a line of soldiers stand in front of the cannons. And the rioters greatly outnumbered him. And Napoleon knew that. And so what he ordered is, when the violent mob got really close to his soldiers, he had them fire a volley into the crowd, which downed a few of them. And what happened is the crowd then charged at the soldiers, thinking that they could outnumber them. But what happened was the soldiers were actually covering the cannons. The soldiers get behind the cannons fired canister, which was, the canister is basically, think of like a giant shotgun. That's pretty much what it is, like a cannon filled with dozens of balls, and those they just went spraying around everywhere and just destroyed the mob. And this was like 5 or 6,000 armed, you know, royalists that were up against Napoleon, who had, I think, only 1,000 soldiers. So he was outnumbered 5 to 1, and he just destroyed them. And that's like what made his career pretty much that. He used chain ball rounds, so I don't know the specific ammunition, I don't know the specific ammunition that he used, but what I will say is that, like, I've heard a lot of people say that he fired onto, like, a peaceful crowd. No, there was a very violent crowd who had killed several people already, and they were attacking them. That's what it, what basically was the truth about that. Did they dress as Spanish Inquisition members? No, they were just royalists. What do you think of Dark Viper's take on reaction content? Can you explain to me what his take is, exactly? Oh, okay. He visited Fukushima abroad, and you'll be happy to hear Japan cleared up the mess. That's good. What's my favorite eat-out food? Probably sushi. Yeah, sushi. I like sushi a lot, but it's so expensive, but I do like it. Okay, let's see here. Let me start a posse again here. Oh, I didn't use the new car yet in GTA Mario. He thinks reaction content is basically stealing content and that it's lazy. Kind of. I agree with him. You know, Dark Viper AU is a friend of mine. We talked to each other a few times. We did a video together also. But my position on react content is if somebody does like a reaction to like something specific, like for me, I do reaction videos very rarely. I've done them, but I do them very rarely. But when I do a reaction video, it's me reacting to something that very interests me a lot. So that's what I'll do a reaction to. It's something that really interests me. Like, I was thinking about doing a reaction to the Napoleon trailer and giving my thoughts on it, even though I've seen it. When I do crazy current event videos, sometimes I'll use footage from, like, something that happened, but I'll basically break down that footage and I'll explain, you know, everything, my thoughts on it. But here's what I'll tell you something. There is no reason, in my opinion, there is no reason that, like, reactions should be more than, like, 20% of your videos. Like, if it's like, if you go to somebody's channel and their entire channel is just on reaction content, that I agree with Dark Viper, that's lazy. That's not putting any effort into it, because all you're basically doing is you just play a video and you just react to it. It's easy. It really doesn't require any editing, and it's lazy. Yeah, I would agree with Dark Viper on that. So that's it's fine to do like a reaction video every once in a while, but if that's like the bulk of your content, then I would say, yeah, I would say that's laziness. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Jack Kelso, for sponsoring my channel. I'm assuming you're a fan of L.A. Noire. Before you go, Pro, we are doing my casino heist. Are we still doing my casino heist on GTA Online stream on Sunday? Sure, James, we can do your casino heist on Sunday. I missed 2 super chats. Let me see here. No, JD and Antonio, I saw them earlier. I answered them. Okay. You know what I was thinking about doing? I was thinking about doing a reaction to that, to those extreme cheapskates. You know the extreme cheapskates? Like, part of my crazy current events? Like, giving my thoughts on that? That was, professional member you miss. Wait, what? What, Brandon?
Hey, mind your space. Go.
I think my next crazy current events video is be me pissing off that scammer. It's gonna be a good one. Do I think the U.S. is the world police? Wait, what's... Can you word that again, Dutch? What are you asking me? What do you mean? About that singer that mentioned earlier. That singer was only 15 years old, and that stalker murdered her was like 27 years old, man, which is creepy and pretty messed up. That's horrible. Oh, man, her life was just getting started. That's horrible. Did he... Well, I'm assuming you're saying his age, he got caught then, right? No, I said Jack Kelso earlier. I said Jack Kelso, Brandon. My favorite segment of American history, probably the Revolution. Well, I'm not really gonna answer that question, Menace, but what I will say is that I have no issue with firearms ownership. What if someone has a second channel dedicated to React content? Then I guess it's a little bit more okay, but it's still like I would agree with Dark Viper that React content is lazy. Oh no, I just charged in there. Not too much, Liam. Did I see Bunny's super chat? Yeah, I did. What are your beliefs about the Shah of Iran, the Iranian king? Here's what I'll say about Iran.
Son of a bitch.
Is, okay. Okay.
Just my luck. It happened.
Use that Gatling to awake the neighbors. Thank you, Batman, for the super chat. Okay, the person that was asking me about the monarchy in Iran, the Shah of Iran. Here's my perspective on that. I'm no fan of monarchy, personally. You know, my country fought a revolution to get away from monarchy. But what I will say about it is that while the Shah of Iran, I wouldn't say that he was a good man. Iran, in my opinion, was a better place under him than what it is right now. Because if you look at what Iran today is a religious extremist country, the government. It's pretty much what it is. The government is a religious extremist. And so that's what I'll say about it. Is like when I talk to I've talked to like older Iranians in New York, some that I grew up with. You know, not kids, but like I mean older adults that I knew. And it was like whenever I did talk to them about Iran or asked them about it, they would always say that Iran before the revolution was a much better place than what it is now. And so I really don't know anybody that would tell me that Iran was a better place after the revolution than it is now. So that's
Damn it.
You mean Phil Leotardo? Well, thank you, Vito. Well, that's reference to Sopranos. How do you think the North Korean regime will fall? It's probably not gonna fall in our lifetime. If anything, North Korea might become like China one day, where it allows its citizens to travel, you know, becomes more free market, but it's still gonna be an authoritarian system. So that's, it might calm down one day, might be a little less psychotic, but I don't think that the North Korean regime is gonna, like, completely fall apart. I don't think that's gonna happen anytime soon. Okay. When there's 1 minute left, then, U.S. overthrew Iran's government in 1953. Yes, look, the U.S. government overthrew a lot of countries, a lot of governments. Yes, that was you know, the U.S. government probably shouldn't have done that. But what I will say, though, is that if you, like I said, pretty much every single Iranian that I've talked to has told me that Iran was a better place before the revolution. I mean, you look at, look at, like, the women's rights record in Iran today. Look how horrible it is. Like, I mean, there was a girl who was taken into police custody and she died. And what ended up happening is, you know, that caused all the protests in Iran. Oh, that guy who used to be the president of Iran, that guy's a psycho.
Toss him in the sternest cell you can find. There's your bounty. You sure earned it.
Probably you missed my comment. Let me see here. I'm trying to find your comment, Jay Luke's opinion on. Well, we're gonna see whether PS5 Pro comes out, you know, whether it comes out, next year. But about the war, I don't really want to talk much about that, personally. I don't want to get too much into current events. I think that the protests in Iran are still happening, but they're on a smaller scale. Have I ever played Driver San Francisco and FOTS? Yes, I played the older Driver games, not Driver San Francisco, though. Major Breaker. I played the Driver games on the PS1. That I played, and I beat it, too.
Pardon me.
I'm gonna play some poker right now here, sure, JD, I'll look. Handmaid's Tale? Well, I don't know what that is. But Iran and other countries under Sharia law. Well, it's, you know, this is why I think that religion should really stay out of government. You know, the government should just stay neutral in religion. I see here, JD, I missed your comment. There was also this teen, Aiden Fucci, was nearly 18. I think he just, oh man, that's horrible. Yeah, that's horrible, JD. I haven't had the chicken quesadilla, but I'll try it next time I go. Well, that's good he got life then. Pro, do I think the U.S. is the police of the world? Do I think the U.S. is the police of the world? It kind of is. It's not. It's just a It pretty much is. I mean, most people will agree with that. But it's do I think that it's good to be police of the world? Not necessarily. I think that there's a lot of times where America has gotten involved in a lot of countries' affairs and it's turned into a disaster. That has happened several times. So I think that a lot of times countries should. I think that other countries should oftentimes rely on themselves, and I think that sometimes when America gets involved in other countries' affairs, sometimes it becomes much worse. Like if you, for example, look at the Iraq War, that was stupid intervention. That was just dumb. And pretty much most people agree at this point. Most people today agree that the war was stupid. That, both people on the left and the right agree that the Iraq War was stupid and pointless. And so it's just interventionism is not always the solution. And it's getting involved in other countries' affairs sometimes turns into a giant mess. Do you think the U.S.'s war on communism was a good thing during the Cold War? Yes and no. While I don't like communism, I really don't like it. What I will say, though, is that some of the U.S. intervention during the Cold War was necessary. Because if the U.S. actually did not intervene in a lot of places in the Cold War, the Soviet Union would have pretty much spread communism all over the world, because the Soviets were trying to overthrow governments. So the Soviets were really doing the same thing the U.S. was doing, where they were overthrowing governments, and they were also leading their own coups in a lot of countries. However, though, what I will say, though, is that the U.S. was more focused on preserving capitalism in the Cold War than they were about preserving democracy. And I think that's the biggest mistake America made during the Cold War, is that they focused more on capitalism than they did on democracy. And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of countries where the U.S. overthrew their governments during the Cold War, and those countries had really brutal dictatorships. And just because they were anti-communist, the U.S., any country that was anti-communist, the U.S. would throw money at them and help them. So it didn't matter whether that country was like one of the most brutal dictatorships. If they were against communism, the U.S. would just help them. And just because somebody's against communism does not make them a good person. There's plenty of dictatorships that were not communist, that were horrible, people. Like, you look at some of the South American countries and the Central American countries that did happen there too. You had Pinochet in Chile, for example. Yeah, the Soviets were doing the same thing, though. So there was countries that if they said they hated the United States, the Soviets would have thrown money at them too in AKs. So I think that if anything, I think that both the U.S. and the Soviet Union, or I would say Russia, which is the Soviets' successor state, have responsibility for the Cold War, because both sides did horrible things during the Cold War.
I never get bored of this place.
You're so right.
Okay. These cards aren't that good.
I heard Madeline's gentleman didn't pay her.
Can't argue with that.
America coming to save the... yeah, that's from America Team World Police. But I wasn't...
Thank you.
Parfait.
Here's a tip.
But Michael, I wasn't even really criticizing capitalism. I don't think that there's really anything. I don't think that capitalism, when capitalism is controlled, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad system. But what I was basically saying was the U.S. was more occupied. They were more occupied with I'm gonna fold here. These cards aren't good. They were more occupied with preserving capitalism than democracy. That's what I'll say, is which capitalism, virtually almost every single democratic country is a capitalist. Almost every single democratic country is capitalist. I can't really think of any kind of democratic country that's not a capitalist system. I can't really think of one. People point to like Sweden and Norway, but Sweden and Norway are still capitalist countries. So I can't really think of one country that is a democracy that isn't capitalist. But every single country that is not, a capitalist usually is some kind of authoritarian system. So while capitalism is not a perfect system, it's just like my teacher in college said. My teacher in college, he made a really good statement on this. He said that capitalism is not a perfect system. It has problems, but it's much better than everything else that has been proposed. And that's ultimately my position on it, what I would say.
I'll be getting my own place in a year. Mark my words.
You said it.
Oh, I don't know what that is, Michael. Oh, I'm aware of that, JD. Okay, let's check here. Oh, he's probably dead, Mario, that guy. Okay, let's see, what do we got here? Okay, let's get bet $1 here.
I can help you really relax.
Capitalism isn't perfect, but we never had to build a wall to keep our people in. Yep, that's a really good quote from JFK, Glover.
Have a great night anyway.
Thank you, Mr. Waifu.
I can already tell you're a heartbreaker.
I played one of the Forza games on the Xbox 360. I don't remember which one it was, but... Okay, let's bet here.
I hear young Fushhair's son does not.
I never trust somebody using gloves to play poker, huh?
Let's just say I wish I lived in simpler times.
Okay, let's do a big bet here. I really hope he doesn't have 2 diamonds. If he has 2 diamonds, he might have a flush.
I've seen vagrants making their beds in the streets.
Let's see, what is it? What is it? What do you got?
Unbelievable.
Oh, why did you go in with those cards? Okay. I thought he had something better. Okay. Well, I'm not really gonna comment on politics, Roebuck. But look, what I'll say about this is that pure capitalism, and this is, and I identify myself as a capitalist, but pure capitalism, if you just have pure capitalism where there's no regulation, nothing whatsoever, that is evil. It is. Because you'll have something like the Industrial Revolution, where you will have people working 6 days a week, 12-hour shifts with no breaks, no safety. You'll have kids working in coal mines. But America has come a long way since then. You know, we have, we've changed a lot of things. You know, kids can't work in factories anymore. People don't work as much as they used to. You know, there are things that can be fixed and can be made better, obviously. But if you look at a system like communism, for example, you know, communism has failed every single place that it's gone. It has not been a success anywhere. It hasn't. While, you know, a lot of capitalist countries, I would say, capitalist democracies, I would say, have gotten better over time. And, you know, we aren't working as much as our ancestors did. You know, we aren't suffering as much as our ancestors did, you know, 150 years ago, during the Industrial Revolution. I don't know much about it either, but I do know that Handmaid's Tale is a dystopian novel, and one of the main plots is about how women's rights are suppressed in a similar manner to Sharia. Oh, I never heard about that. This is a novel. I'll look into it.
Yes, indeed.
Ultor Corporation in real life. Yeah, that's pretty much what Ultor would want. Ultor would want no restrictions, nothing. Is it a coincidence that you play poker at the end of the stream? No, I always finish my streams with poker. They're both really horrible, but murder is, you know, somebody's life was taken. They're both really horrible, you know, JBK. In my opinion, I think that both should get life in prison.
All those steamboats from up north that keep catching fire, they're all insured by the same circuit.
No.
Let's see if anyone folds here.
Something tells me you can teach a girl a thing or two.
I'm married. Please.
I agree with you, you know, JBK. I would support life in prison for rape. I would. So it's, yeah. If somebody does that, I don't think they should get out of prison.
These cowboys, I'm tired of them riding through the streets.
Oh, great. Damn.
Good evening, sir.
The death... Well, I think it should be more up to the victims' families, Mr. Waifu. That's my perspective on it. Thank you for the super chat. Pro, are the North Koreans getting valuable info out of the guy who ran through the DMZ? No. There is nothing valuable that they can possibly get out of him. Because when you think about it, the guy was like, what, a private first class? What was he? He doesn't know any military secrets. He doesn't know anything the North Koreans don't know. So that's the thing about that. The North Koreans spy on us too. We don't just spy on the North Koreans, they spy on us too. So whatever the North Koreans already know, you know, anything that he would reveal, the North Koreans already know. What I'll say is that the guy that escaped to North Korea, he's too valuable to kill him. They're not gonna kill him. And the reason I don't think they're gonna kill him is because, think about it, they captured an American soldier, and they could try to trade him for somebody else. They could try to get something out of the U.S. So that's ultimately what. They can't kill him because he's too valuable. He has to be kept alive for them. So that's probably why they're not gonna kill him. If anything, what they might do is they might turn him into a propaganda machine. They might make him do propaganda for the North Korean government, and they might say, oh, you know, here we have an American soldier that defected to North Korea. So that's what I'll say about that. Oh, he folded? Okay.
We live life at a horse's gallop, so it's important to always be thinking fast.
Yeah, I probably would major Breaker. Is it known why he went to North Korea? He was facing charges in the U.S. He was going to be dishonorably discharged. These aren't bad cards, okay.
Now the city's creating a new parish for that Italian swarm recently alighting on our heads. No one to it.
I see.
Okay, I'll see you, Devin. Take care, man. Queen, come on, queen. Oh, no, nothing. 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, actually, that might actually work. If I get a 6, if a 6 pops up, I'll have a straight.
He couldn't compete with the 15 immigrants who are willing to live in the basement of the store down the street.
Yes.
This might get somebody to fold here. Let's see if anybody folds. He's probably gonna fold. Oh, no, he's going in too. Come on, give me a 5. Give me a 5. I mean, 6. Ah, no, it's not. Okay.
Well, furniture business ain't quite what it used to be. I can tell you that for sure.
Que voulez-vous? C'est la vie.
Oh, some people are gonna fold now. Oh, this is gonna be really risky. Okay, I'll try it. If I get a 6 or a queen. He went in with pairs of 2s? Okay. Queen or a 6, please. Queen or a 6, please.
No.
Ah, damn. Oh, he got lucky. He got so lucky that he got that 5 there. He got really lucky.
Salut, mon mignon. Do you want to have a good time?
My hometown anniversary finished the First Forces in June, 4th June 2004. Also, I was there when I was 1.5 years old.
But I can assure you I am
Oh, so you're about 20 years old then today. Content creators have the right to allow reactors to react to their videos. It doesn't need to be 20%. They can react to their videos as long as the creators are okay with it. Well, when I was saying 20%, I was saying that all the videos on your channel, more than 20% shouldn't be react content. 10 and a 4. Okay. Thoughts in the Wyoming? What happened in Wyoming? You like Western Chum? Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Cela ne me surprend plus.
I think Shaman's cute.
10 and a 4. Ah, nothing good here. Let me see, JD. Giving a person for life for murder is reasonable, although people in the criminal underworld might get word of that, and the chances of them not showing mercy to witnesses and cops is gonna skyrocket. Sure, there's a possibility of that, but, you know, murder is, you know, somebody killed somebody else. I don't think that they should ever get out of prison. They should be in prison for life if they killed somebody else. Yeah, I might, nothing, I might do more, and if...
You look like a real gentleman, and I like gentlemen.
Nice to have one's admirers.
Damn. If he checks, I'm gonna go in. If not, I'm gonna fold. Okay. Oh, I'm folding. No, I'm not doing this. Okay, that's fine, Vito.
How are you, my love?
Okay, let's see if we can get a good hand here.
I had a dream about you last night. I just know it.
Oh, you flatter me.
Five and an ace, that's really good.
Latest shipments is long overdue. The investors are starting to worry.
If I get an ace in the community cards, I'm gonna win this. Seven, 8, 9. Somebody might have a flush.
Heaven knows where I'll find another as good.
Ainsi va la vie.
I hear young Foucher's
See what we get here.
does not have his father's eyes.
Let's just say I wish I lived in simpler times.
Damn, look at those cards. Well, he even had worse cards than me. Japan is facing an issue of people who are hermits in their houses when they fear they'll become killers by living in isolation. Well, I don't know what really you can do about that. I mean, you can try to get help people mental health, but just because somebody lives in, you know, isolation doesn't mean that they're gonna, you know, turn out to be a killer necessarily. I'm not gonna make videos like that, Blinded Eagle. Okay, let's see here. Come on. I want to get one good win here. Well, Blinded Eagle. The reason is because I don't really want to give him attention. That's really what it's about. North Korean soldier flees to South Korea. 2017, 2023 American soldiers flee to North Korea. Yeah, I still can't believe that happened. Oh, there's a queen there now too. Somebody might have a flush. Somebody probably has a flush. I guarantee you somebody has a flush here.
Olga's going to the store closed. He couldn't compete with the 15 immigrants who are willing to live in the basement of the store down the street.
So, yeah, I'm folding. Somebody has a flush. Somebody has a flush. Somebody has one of these. I'm telling you right now, one person here has a flush. Folding this. Not going in on this. There it is. See, I told you. I knew it. I knew that somebody had a flush.
Yes, indeed.
No, I didn't, DJ. I never went for it, but I should probably go for it.
You don't talk much, do you?
I remember that when I was trying to go for it, that one of my videos was demonetized at the time. And I wanted to wait 90 days, because then after 90 days, there's like... Oh, I folded, because I was taking too long, whatever.
So...
Yes, indeed.
How's things with you?
And that's fine, CT, though. When's the next Battlefield game coming out? That's coming out next year, right? When will I play Undead Nightmare? When I finish Red Dead Redemption 1. I'll play that later this year.
Is gonna leave me for a man she met at the docks.
Let's just say I wish I lived in simpler times.
Well, well. Renee's sticking up with another house girl. Silly old fool.
Would I rather kill Hitler in World War I or save JFK from an assassination? Why? Thank you, Jesus Flores for that, or Jesus Flores. Kill Hitler, because it would save so many lives. What do you mean, JD? One day, maybe serious. I'll give it a chance. No, I haven't, Musu. Well, Central Powers during World War I, that was Germany, Austria-Hungary, the Ottoman Empire, and Bulgaria. Where allies, it was U.S. late war, but Britain, Russian Empire, France, and Italy. Hello, is this the Krusty Krab? No, this is Patrick. Thank you, Boostio.
Would you like me to join you? I see. You are one of those. No judgment from me.
It's just more for accomplishments, DJ. This will be my last hand here. Hope I get something good. Ah. How am I supposed to win with cards like this? Look at this. This is disgusting. Do you know the TV series Hogan's Heroes? Yeah, I used to watch that when I was a kid. When I was a kid, that show was on all the time. It was like in the late 90s. It was on TV, and I watched a lot of it when I was a little kid.
You know, if you feel like talking, I am a very good listener.
Well, he just asked me, kill Hitler in World War I or save JFK. Well, killing Hitler would be the better one because it would save millions of lives.
The mayor has been committing so many crimes.
I'm really sorry that happened to you, Avraham. How did that happen, if you mind me asking? Makarov or Menendez? That's a really good question. Who would win in a fight, Makarov or Menendez? You know, I could put that to a poll. You know what? I'll make that into a poll. That sounds like a good one. Let's see here. Okay, let's see here.
I fought with the cook again today.
Nope, folding here.
Well, well.
Okay, hang on. Okay. I'm making the poll right now, guys, and so you guys will be able to check this one out. It'll be an interesting one. I wonder how people are gonna vote on this. Makarov, who would win in a fight? Makarov or Menendez? That's actually a really good one. I really don't know who would win in a fight like that. That's a good one. Professional, what do I fear the most? Probably going broke. That's probably what I would fear the most, is like, you know, getting to the point, getting homeless, or, you know, to the point where you're homeless. That probably would be my biggest fear. I'm nowhere near that, but that would probably be my biggest fear ever, would be that happening. don't really have any matching cards. Okay, I'm gonna make the poll right now. Okay. I made the poll. That was a good one to ask me, though, about that one was. Hope you liked the poll. Okay, let's see here. Folding this. Can you do your fake voice when you acted as your grandfather again? You whippersnapper, I fought in the Cuban Missile Crisis. I protected Florida from communism. That's like my grandpa voice. I did that before. It's gonna be in a YouTube video pretty soon. It's me. I was basically pretending to be a grandpa, and basically yeah. For the grandpa voice that I just did, you guys will hear a 1-hour video of that voice. Basically, I called a scammer up, and I pretended to be an angry grandpa when I was calling the scammer, and the scammer actually fell for it, and I was just talking nonsense to the scammer the entire time. 100% Menendez. Remember that mission where he went absolutely crazy? But you have to think about it. When I say Makarov and Menendez, I'm also talking about older soldiers. Okay. Oh, I have a matching card. Okay. So there's a game I would love to try if you like Ace Combat. It's called Project Wingman. It's a fan game inspired by Ace Combat. I have Project Wingman. I just never got really the chance to play it, but I have it. Thank you, and Han, thank you for the super chat. I love your Chris and Capitale accents. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. We don't see the poll. The poll's on my channel. If you go on the community tab, you have to go on my channel, and on the community tab on the About Me page. It's there. Do you sell stuff on eBay? I haven't in years. Would I say I'm a judgment person or an unjudgment person? I don't really judge people, no. No, I don't really judge people. I mind my own business. Hopefully I get this here. Three tens. Oh man, he's so lucky. What advice would you give your past self if you could? Don't let people take advantage of you, because, yeah. I worked in retail, and I had people take advantage of me all the time in retail. And that's what I would say, is don't let people take advantage of you. Oh, yeah, no, no, I'm not saying you're blaming me, Inhan. I just didn't get the chance to play it, but I will one day. Okay, it's okay, Lewis. Look, I mind my own business. I don't judge other people. The only time I judge other people is when that person's a scumbag. That's the only time I judge people. But other than that, I just mind my own business. When you play Red Dead Redemption 1, can you name the first part, My Name is John Marston, and have the thumbnail of John walking with Ross and the other agent? I could have that, do that when I get, hello, Pro Minus Scumbag. No, Mr. Waifu, you're fine. I also go back and play Red Dead Online on PC from Mod Solo Lobby. What, you mean, like, Red Dead's version of 5M? I sounded like Arthur Morgan. Yeah, I'll do a playthrough of Black Ops 2, but you know what I really want to do? I want to do World at War. Really want to do World at War, and then eventually Black Ops and Black Ops 2. But I'm just scared of doing World at War because I'm scared of getting a strike. I got striked by YouTube because World at War is in the same universe as Black Ops 2. A lot of people don't know that, but it is. So, World at War, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2 are the same universe. So, everything that happened in World at War happened in Black Ops, and Black Ops 2. It is the same universe. You didn't know that? World at War and Black Ops 2 are the same universe. The connection between World at War and Black Ops 1 and 2 is Reznov. Reznov is the connection between them. I usually get a Filet-O-Fish, some 10-piece McNuggets, and a chocolate chip cookie. That's usually what I get when I go to McDonald's. Well, they shouldn't have done that, Chris. It's historical footage and it's part of the game, though. Oh, I'm really sorry about that, Razumuzu. Well, I'm gonna be going here in like a minute or two, guys. I'll still answer any questions people might have for me before I go. The worst form of cancel culture that I've seen. I can't really think of anything at the top of my head right now. If I really thought about it, I could probably give you an answer next stream, Mario, on that, if I really think about it. But I can't think of anything at the top of my head. Like, cancel culture is just stupid in general, but I can't really think of one, the worst one that I can think of right now. Mr. Beast? Oh yeah, maybe Mr. Beast one, yeah. That would be really stupid too. All he does is he helps people, and the fact that somebody would try to cancel him, yeah. Do you work out? Yeah, usually 3 days a week. Basically, I play like Red Dead Online on PC with mods on its solo lobby mod to help me avoid hacker and modder, because Red Dead Online on PC purple kind of suck. So you play with mods to avoid hackers? I mean, I guess that's understandable to a degree, but I would say that be careful with that, because even if you're using mods to defend yourself from hackers, Rockstar isn't going to care, and they're going to still ban you for that, so I would just be careful with that. Thank you, Mr. Waifu. Am I gonna play Ghost of Tsushima? I did in the past, but I would be willing to do a playthrough of it again. I'm not familiar with that one, Avra. No problem, Vito. I'm glad that you like the poll. Yeah, so vote in my poll, guys, when you get the chances on my community tab about page, and it's I asked which Call of Duty villain would win in a fight. Okay, so I guess we'll be going here, guys. You should make a podcast talk about retail stories. I was thinking about doing a video just talking about that one day. But I guess, have I played Resistance series? Yes, Resistance 1, 2, and 3, I played all of them. But I guess I'll be going here, guys. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. People have been trying for years. Rockstar don't care at all. Oh, okay. And Hen. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And I guess I'll be going here. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. We'll continue Vice City Stories tomorrow. So Vice City Stories will be tomorrow. The continuation of that. Or maybe probably tomorrow. But if anything comes up and I can't do Vice City Stories tomorrow, I will make a post about that. But we'll definitely continue Vice City Stories soon. That's it. And then Sunday we'll be doing a GT Online stream. So thank you guys for hanging out with me. I will see you guys on the next one. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.